What you waiting on? Ain't your stupid ass ain't see this shit? What the fuck?
Four teams have battled through the opening round of the college football playoff, and now the pressure and the intensity continue to mount as we go to the quarterfinals, moving away from home sites and onto neutral fields. What's the bigger factor, the battle-tested team or the better-rested team? Welcome to Pasadena, California, in the iconic Rose Bowl, presented by Prudential, part of the college football playoff. As we'll see the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Houston Cougars, taking on a playoff team from last year, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, here in the booth with Kirk Herbstreit. Time to find out who's going to be moving on in the college football playoff. Team is out there. Great energy as this playoff game is about to get underway. That one bounces through the end zone, so they'll start at the 25. Looking to throw in the opening snap of this playoff game. Quick pass to the flat to a receiver. They bring him down quickly, a short pitch and catch to get a little bit closer to the marker.
You see more and more offenses in college football going to three receivers, and the slot receiver a lot of times can become the go-to guy. He gets mismatches against either safeties, a nickelback, or a linebacker walked out, and you can take advantage of it.
The completion makes it second and short. And the quarterback dropping back. Slides a good throw. They bring him down at the 44. That's a solid gain, getting closer to midfield now.
Boy, if I'm a defensive coordinator, you can't leave the middle of the field that wide open. Makes it so easy for the quarterback to read and recognize and get the ball out of his hands for a first down.
Here's a 1st and 10 play. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Lets it fly out of the wideout. Catch is made down the middle. Tackle is finally made, but the gain is all the way to the 24.
That's another completion by this quarterback. Another great gain and a first down, and already over 30 yards through the air. This quarterback is in a zone here to start this game.
They make the tackle, but it sets the offense up for a 1st and goal from the 10.
Well, this is exactly what you want to see as an offense to open up the football game. Everything seems to be working, whether they're running the football, as we saw right there, able to protect, throw the football with timing and rhythm. Everything on full display for this offense to let this defense know they could be in for a long day.
We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. He's sacked and be brought down right at the 5-yard line.
This is exactly how you can slow down the momentum and a rhythm of an offense. You got to get some tackles for a loss and some sacks. This time, they come up with a sack by getting after that quarterback.
Potential 4-point play early in this playoff game. It's 3rd and goal. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Moves out of the pocket. Hit as he releases it, and the pass ball is incomplete.
Man, I am so impressed with the athletic ability and speed of this defense. Quarterback does a pretty good job of keeping the play alive, scrambling off to his right, but that defensive speed and their aggressive nature get to him.
He made it. 3 points on the board. It breaks the scoreless tie here, makes it 3-0. So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The offense will start at the 25. Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. He keeps it on the design run. It's good for a 3-yard gain, so 2nd and 7.
Well, anytime you use your quarterback as a runner, the goal is obviously to hit some big plays. You got to be careful of letting your quarterback take too many big hits. Not only can he get tired, he can also start to fumble the football.
They bring him down at the 44. That's a solid gain, getting closer to midfield now.
Boy, nice drag route here, and I thought the patience by the quarterback was the key. Puts it in front of his receiver, gives him a chance to make the catch, and picks up a little bonus. Nice yards after the catch.
Here's a quick throw off the play fake. They'll actually lose yardage after the catch. The defense all over him that time.
You know, what separates good defenses from great defenses is you're going to give up some catches. But what do you do after the offense makes the reception? Are you giving up much space? Are you giving up yards after the catch? Here, just a really good job by this defense. Yeah, they gave up a reception, but right there to make a nice tackle for a loss.
Inside the 45. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain.
A running back who can take a check down like that and turn it into a gain can be a quarterback's best friend. And it's an easy way to rack up those touches and get the ball to your playmaker in the open field.
The Rainbow Warriors keep the football on the move. Looking to throw yet again. It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw a good pass rush there on 1st down.
Boy, that pass rush got in there in a hurry. Great job by this defense of disrupting the rhythm and timing between the quarterback and the receivers.
To throw, it's Henderson. Caught quickly. They bring down the receiver, but that's a nice gain on that play. And the Rainbow Warriors looking to crank up the tempo a bit. QB keeper all the way. That's enough to move the sticks. 1st down now from the 23.
Man, when your quarterback can run the football like this, it puts so much pressure on the defense. The defense coordinator spent all week preparing his unit to be able to stop this offense. But when this quarterback's able to pull it down and pick up yards like that, it's an extra headache for the defense to have to deal with.
Quick throw to the left side. He's got it in the open. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Rainbow Warriors.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath, just like this. And when he catches a football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
The extra point makes it a 4-point game. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And from deep in the end zone, he'll bring it out. And he stopped with the 18. Returner trying to make a play, but a touchback would have been a better idea. Offense out there for the first play of this drive from the 18. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Receiver makes the catch. It's a solid gain, moves the ball up to the 28.
The defense sits back in a zone cover. Good job here by the quarterback, recognizing that soft coverage, and he hits the routine drag route underneath for a first down.
The drive stays alive with that first down completion. He'll hand it off. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
Setting the tone early with good runs like this can really wear defense down and keep the defense guessing. That's why some of the best coaches of all time have primarily done it with great run games.
And the runner steps out of bounds, but does have enough yardage to pick up the first down.
This play takes a little bit of time to develop. The quarterback shows outstanding patience here before he makes that throw.
Houston getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. They're going to run it here. Try to run it up the middle, but get nothing.
Man, every defensive coordinator will tell you, I just want my guys to play fast. And how about that one right there? He almost ends up tackling the quarterback as he's handing the ball off. This offense is lucky they didn't end up fumbling.
2nd down after that previous play. Looking for a man. Quarterback delivers quickly. A receiver on the screen. They make the tackle, but not before a solid gain on that pass.
Love to see the short passing game as a great go-to for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable and allows you to see how the defense is reacting. That can open up for other things later on.
Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter. Makes a quick catch. That's a solid gain. Moves the ball into enemy territory. First down now at the 40. Booker Hawaii has the lead here. And the first quarter is in the books. What is a huge opportunity for both these programs to get a step closer to a national championship. Plenty of time for some plot twists here as we begin the second quarter. Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a first down play. And a short pitch and catch to the tight end. He is a load to bring down. Finally, a strong tackle by the cornerback gets him.
And here the tight end shows off his hands for a nice gain. Love to see the big man get his touches.
What's the play call here on 2nd down for this offense? Wants to throw it. Looks left and finds his target there. And he runs out of bounds. That's a big gainer there.
Chris, that's another positive gain for this offense, and this quarterback continues to show why he's had such a great year this year. When he has time to throw, he gets his feet set. He's as accurate as any quarterback in the country.
1st and 10 now for the offense. They'll go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff.
Hey, listen, you don't always have to have big plays to be successful. It's a nice, solid gain here. Keeps you on schedule, and you get ready for that next play.
Offense getting set. 2nd down play here. Here's the snap. Looking to throw here. On the run, he'll let it go. Catch made on the right side. That's a big gain. Touchdown, Houston. That's how you finish a play. So with playoff pressure, Kirk, the offense executes a long, grinding, methodical drive.
You know, the thing I've loved about this offense all year long is their ability to either hit the big play or not have to rely on that. Like this, they're able to sustain a drive and still come up with points and get a touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. So a touchback will start at the 25. Comes back out on the field now. They were clicking last time. Great protection. The pitch and catch was solid. Right down for a touchdown. He'll hand it off. Stout defense there. It's a 3-yard loss on that run.
My gosh, this offensive line's got to do a better job of blocking. The defense was zeroed in on the ball carrier and absolutely nowhere to go for the offense.
They lose 3 in that play, so now it's 2nd down and 13. Important play coming up. Scanning the field. It's Henderson. Makes a quick grab. Breaks free. They bring him down after a short game there.
Again, this is a really nice job here by the defense, keeping everything in front of them in that situation. Now they're rewarded with this 3rd and long. We'll see if they do the same thing here, or they're going to sell out and bring the pressure.
Dropping back. They're going to throw for the 1st down. On the move now. Looking deep down the middle. Oh, he dropped it. Can you believe it? A huge gain slips through his hands.
Man, I was hoping he'd be able to hold on to that football. That would have been a big play there on 3rd down. Now a big decision coming up here on 4th.
And on 4th down, the punter sends it away. And the fair catch signaled for and taken. Houston's offense heads back out on the field now. They scored a touchdown on their last possession. Let's see if this defense can make adjustments and prevent that this time. He's running out of time here. It's a deep shot to the right. And it's hauled in. Catch made way downfield. They tackle him all the way down to the 15-yard line. This offense is knocking on the door now. One huge play has changed the drive. Now let's see if this offense can cash in this red zone opportunity. Here comes a handoff. And a decent gain there before the defense brings him down. So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. They'll try and run it. Here's the running back. Tackle at the 5-yard line. Now it's 1st and goal right there.
Just what a great battle here at the line of scrimmage. Good push by the offensive line, and the back does enough to be able to pick up the 1st down.
Great start for this offense. 3 plays, and suddenly it's a 1st and goal. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. We'll see if the offense here can build on this lead before the break. The offense knocking on the door with a 1st and goal. Handoff to the back. Couldn't quite get there. Brought down at the 2. Timeout is called to talk strategy late in this close game with halftime approaching.
You know, when the real estate gets tight inside the 10-yard line, you love a play caller who has the ability to either run it or throw it. Because that puts so much pressure on that defensive coordinator to know how to line up. It's not just a one-dimensional attack he's dealing with.
Offense facing 2nd and goal. It's press coverage now from these DBs. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Touchdown, Houston. They cap the drive with 6 points. And they set up now for the extra point try. The extra point is good, and they stretch the lead a little bit more. We got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead takes a knee to bring the football to the 25-yard line. So here we go. First play of the drive, under 2 minutes before halftime. Back to throw. It's Henderson. Looking for the wideout. Finds a man to the left. Big catch downfield. Tackled, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs.
Boy, another positive game for this offense, and this quarterback continues to show how dangerous he is when he has time to throw. The defensive coordinator's got to change up his looks, maybe bring in the blitz, anything they can do to get this quarterback out of this rhythm.
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Zips it down the middle. The ball is picked off. Not much on return there, but
That's
a great
bullshit.
interception to give the offense the football at the 42.
Well, a mistake by the quarterback of putting that up in the air, but a great play by the free safety. You know, you sit back in cover 3, the center fielder is the free safety. He's got his eyes on the quarterback, and when that ball is released, he's got to show an athletic ability to be able to go find the football.
How that happened, that was dumb.
For an interception.
Pass caught, second down now. The shotgun running play call. Breaks loose at the 40. Tackle made after a big gain. And now the defense decides to spend a timeout to regroup a bit.
There's nothing more that helps an offense than committing to that running game and popping an explosive run like this on the ground. It keeps the confidence of your offensive line up. Same with your back. It helps everything else that you're doing as an offense in the rhythm. Now you can come back with some counters, try to take some shots off of play action, and keep hammering away with that run game.
They trust the left side of that offensive line and come up with a huge play on the ground.
Yeah, your favorite, Chris, there. The old pin and pull there to the left side. Great blocking on the left side, able to create a great push. Nice crease, and the back found that with the vision and picks up some big yards for that first down.
So 2 big plays in a row. The defense is reeling here. Now it's 1st and goal. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
And I just love that this defense is not giving up on this 1st and goal. They attacked. They got through. They got penetration. Nice job of being able to keep them out of the end zone.
2nd and goal for the offense. Trying to get to the end zone. They'll run it left. The sophomore with a strong tackle there. So the offense calls a timeout here. That's their first of the half.
Hey, the defense is doing everything that they can to try to keep these guys out of the end zone. Now we've got a big 3rd down coming up.
He'll be sacked back at the 1, narrowly avoiding a safety. So a timeout is called. Just a few seconds left here in the first half. No surprise here. The coach has got the offense on the field. They'll go for it on 4th and goal from the 1. From the shotgun, he's probing the secondary. And it's incomplete under heavy pressure. Big 4th down stop.
Chris, I like the call here, going for it on 4th down, but the receiver has got to do a better job of knowing exactly where that 1st down marker is and run that route a yard or 2 beyond the sticks to be able to give yourself a chance to pick up the 1st down. Instead, the defense comes up with a stop, and they get the ball back.
Miller's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update. Let's get the second half going now. The kickoff team is out there. Kick bounces out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the YE offense back out there. They need to get things going here in the 3rd quarter, already trailing by a couple possessions. First play of the 3rd quarter is a handoff. That's a solid gain. Moves the ball to the 29.
It's exactly what you want to see as a play caller. You get positive yards to be able to kind of keep you on schedule as a play caller. That's all you can ask for. Good job up front and a nice run.
Dropping back, it's Henderson. Lets it go quickly. Wide open downfield. Tackle made after a big play all the way to the 41.
What a pitch and catch by the quarterback and receiver for a big gain for this offense.
This offense moves into enemy territory inside the 45 after that big play. Grabbed by the receiver. And the defense swarms. Not much of a gain on that completion.
Quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a first down, but instead he gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
Getting set. Here's second down. From the shotgun, drops back looking for an open man. Close to the tight end. Wide open downfield. They finally make the tackle, but he gets all the way to the 14. Just a good job of spreading the wealth, making sure everybody's getting their touches. When you do that, the defense can't lock in on one guy or two guys. Make them have to be aware of everybody, and allows you to continue to spread the ball around and spread the field, making it tougher for this defense. The Rainbow Warriors looking to keep this drive moving. Pass caught. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
Hey, they get some positive yards here, but just from sitting up here looking down, Chris, you kind of have a sense that they wanted a little bit more on that play.
Here comes a crucial second down play. Every yard tough to find down here in the red zone. Back to throw again. Quarterback looks to his right and finds his man. Brought down at the 7, but the completion moves him into scoring position.
Chris, it's so easy to get excited about the receivers on the outside and their ability to make big plays, but the slot receivers are just as exciting, especially with their finesse, quickness, and ability to make guys miss in the middle of that field.
So here we go, third down in the red zone, the kind of play that decides football games. Quarterback will throw this out of the RPO. And this one goes nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Obviously, you're going to throw the football on third down. Man, they complete that pass and lose yardage to set up this big fourth down.
The offense trailing here in the second half. This is a crucial fourth down try. To the air, it's Henderson. Looking for 6. This will go in.
What the fuck?
On downs.
Bro,
I really thought that this was going to work out.
what the fuck just happened?
Approach here, going for it on fourth down. Looked to be there. They just weren't able to complete it.
Houston's offense heads back out onto the field now. Ball handed off. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Hey, it's a great job of this defense containing the running game. But if I'm calling the plays, I'm not abandoning the running game just yet. I think it's important to have some sense of balance. So throwing and running is essential. Stick with it.
Second down after that run on the previous play. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. And he's pushed out of bounds after a short run. Not enough for a first.
Well, much like what we saw in the first half, Chris, in his playoff game, no adjustments. Go right back to giving his running back the football. He's had a monster day and continues to get positive yards.
On third and short, they'll try to throw for it here. Here's a quick screen to the receiver.
But this nigga gets that shit. That's a big 6.
Think about this, Chris. These guys have been working since January of last year to get ready for a dream season. They've had that.
I just got the dumbest animation I've ever fucking seen in my bro. Like, what the fuck?
Down to a third down. They do their job, convert. Now they keep working that clock and getting so much closer to advancing to the next round.
Houston getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. And the running back takes the handoff. Got the first down and still motoring. They bring him down to the 45 and a solid gain to keep this drive going.
Chris, that's another good run for him. He's had such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Clock running in the final minute here of the third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll keep the running game churning.
I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how
You
to
can just turn 2 clock on, nigga. Hey, bro, you gonna do the gay shit. Go ahead and turn this shit on.
Offense comes up to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before the quarter expires. Well, Kirk, Houston has the lead here, sitting in a pretty good spot as you wrap up the third quarter, trying to keep those national championship hopes alive. Let's take a quick look at the game stats while we have a chance. 1 quarter to go. Let's see if this sets up as a classic finish. Offense getting set for a 2nd down here to begin the quarter. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. And they tackle him, but not before he picks up the first.
A nice little simple touch pass here by the quarterback, getting the ball out to the receiver who's in motion. Look, that doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down. And no offense is ever going to say no to moving the chains.
Off the play fake on 1st down. He escapes the pocket. Throws it to the right. He's got his man wide open. He takes it all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Kirk, this quarterback told us this is my time to shine. A playoff game. He has gone out and backed that up so far.
Yeah, he's done everything that's been asked of him and more. Just a great job of getting into a rhythm. Really tough to defend. Right now, the defensive coordinator, you can see him down there. He's throwing his headset. He's frustrated. He's got to come up with some new wrinkles to try to slow this guy down.
Tackle at the 13. Not great field position to start the drive. Timeout called by the defense. They'll go to the sideline and try to adjust. That's their 1st timeout. Quarterback operating an empty set. Looking downfield. It's Henderson. Bringing pressure. Fires quickly to the left. Oh, he makes the catch.
Hey, it's positive yards, right? That's never a bad thing. Well, let's face it. These guys got a long way to go in a short amount of time to do it. So let's get the ball downfield and let's get out of bounds to try to preserve that clock.
1st down. They're going to throw the football. That's reeled in. It's long. They bring him down, but it's a big gainer for the 47.
Chris, here we are in the 4th quarter. These guys are trailing. Hasn't been a great day, but with this quarterback, he's as gifted as anybody in the country. You never count these guys out.
Here comes a 1st down pass attempt. That's caught. It's long.
I really like what this defensive coordinator's doing right now. He's got a nice lead. Just sit back. The most important thing is tackling this offense inbounds so that clock will keep ticking.
Makes the catch downfield. They finally make the tackle, but a huge gain down to the 15. And the Rainbow Warriors hustle to the line to run the hurry up. From inside the red zone, they're looking to throw. Moves out of the pocket. Took contact on the throw. He makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Hawaii.
Great job here by the play caller going to that 5 wide receiver set. You put all these guys out in space and create one-on-one matchups. Very tough on this defense to try to win all the matchups and give the quarterback credit for being able to find where he wanted to go to be able to come up with that touchdown.
On the hands team does their job. It secures the recovery. So the Cougars offense heads back out onto the field now. Grinding away with the running game. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Chris, good job here on that stop, but remember, the ball is inbounds, and the clock keeps moving here late in the game, and you're trailing. As a defense, you got to start thinking about utilizing those timeouts. You got all three to use. At what point are you going to start putting those into play?
And he goes nowhere. Stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. They're backed up here, trying to make something happen on 3rd and long. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. It's a quick grab. They'll stop him short. The completion gained 5 yards, but brings up 4th down. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. The offense will go for it here on 4th down and 3. Looking for a receiver. And it's intercepted in a desperation throw here. That's a short return, but the pick wipes out a scoring threat and sets up the offense at the 33.
That's the last thing that you could afford to do. Working with the lead in the 4th quarter, I thought it'd be easy throws, high percentage throws, run the football, keep that clock moving. Now you've given your opponent a chance to get back into this game.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Scanning the field, it's Henderson. Quick throw to the left. And it's intercepted. He's stepped in front of that bullet. He could go across the 40. They bring him down, but that could be a game-changing pick and return.
Oh, you feel terrible for this quarterback. He's played well all year. He's trying to make a play, trying to force it into coverage because they need points at this point in the game to try to advance into the next round of the playoffs. Puts it into coverage, and that's probably going to do it.
And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. Second down after that run on the previous play. Tailback, the never carry. Nowhere to run up the middle.
Man, I've gotten so conditioned here now that we're in the 4th quarter to see this guy get the football, just get more positive yards. Finally this afternoon, the defense steps up, says enough is enough, and they come up with a nice tackle.
Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. They'll run it here. They've got him in the backfield. Nowhere to run. They'll lose a yard on the play.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
So on 4th down, here comes a crucial field goal attempt. It's a fake. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He's looking to throw. And it's caught. They got him, but the trickery works and the drive stays alive.
What a call here on the special teams.
Yeah, gay ass.
Demoralizing for your opponent. I think they thought they had a shot to hold you to 3. Instead, new set of downs and continue to milk this clock with the lead.
So with the lead secure here, it's time to just take a knee, run out the clock, and plan the victory celebration. And now it's victory formation. The quarterback will just kneel down. Of course, in the playoffs, it's survive and advance. This is a crucial W. Great performance, but now the stage gets even bigger. The challenges will continue going forward.
Yeah, more and more pressure will grow as this team continues to win football games. But you and I have been around this team all year long. So impressed with the emotions and how they're able to contain themselves, stay focused on the task at hand. They did that again today. They advance. Cannot wait to watch and see what they can do next week.
And that's going to wrap it up. The loser starts the offseason. The winner moves on. And so do we. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.